Okay guys, a few people have said they've seen the ins and outs of Shay's printer and you've not really seen much of mine, so I thought I'd just go through it quickly. I apologise for the light and everything else and the dodgy camera movement, but so let's go through it. Okay, so we start from the top. If you can see, if I can get back further enough, you'll see I've got a cable chain running to the X carriage. You see I've got the belts. I've got a belt tensioner and I've got my weight. So let's get in closer. Right, mine is the printer that Frankenstein built, so I just throw that out there. So as you can see, my cable chain is supported by this piece here. I don't think we've released this yet. I can do, but we'll see what happens. But this is the old version. The new version has a piece that goes all the way across here, which supports this. Therefore, there'd be no need for this tape and no need for this supporting stick here, because the part will actually do its job. So, and then I've got my cable chain, which comes all the way over here. Okay. And to my X carriage. Now this X carriage isn't Shay's X carriage. This is the original with a few adaptations. So as you can see here, oh, didn't want to change the camera. As you can see here, I've glued on an end stop there just for convenience. And I've got a fan on this side, blowing air in. There, look. And a fan on this side, blowing air out, and that is more than enough to keep the heatsink for the E3D cool enough. Now the actual layer fan mount, again, it's a bit shoddy, it's not ideal. Is something that Vincent made. He was kind enough to give me the file, and I've just basically screwed it on the bottom. Now this, I'm going to be changing this over the next few days, because I'm actually going to try out some radial blowers instead for more airflow. As you see, all the wires bundled up nicely on the top. I've got a couple of tensioners on the belts there. Also got a makeshift block for the end stop on the X, and a makeshift block here for the end stop on the Y. Simple reason is my bed size only 40 by 40. I could have actually made it bigger, but I jumped the gun. First one to order my bed, so I've had to just change the stops a little bit. My belt tensioner here, whatever happens guys, I definitely recommend you use it. It's the version 1. And you can see from a lot of my printer, it's a lot of version 1 stuff. Now the reason that is because I've used version 1. It's not ideal, but it works. I plan on building another printer for the Eniac 40 version 2 with all the upgrades and a few new bits and bobs. So right now I'm not too interested, well, no, that's not the right word. Don't really want to mess up a working printer when it's fully functional. So I've used the long LMKs as well. I don't know if you can see there for the bed. It goes up and down really nicely, no wobble or anything to that effect. Also on the top, I've got my Wade's extruder. Now this again is different to Shay's. I wanted to use one that had a good feed tube on it, and this one has. Now we're currently going to try and remix the two together and create a better Wade's, and we'll get back to you when we've done that. Now the black stuff on the wheels there is just a little bit of grease to make it a little bit more quieter. I've got my filament pores micro switch there, and my oiler there, just cable tied on. Again, that works fantastically. And at the bottom, I've got my makeshift filament roll, which I've been making a proper stand for, bolted to the side. My LCD, nothing spectacular there. All my tools just chucked underneath. Not the most organised people, should I say. Now, also, I've gone for the MKS 1.4, MKS base 1.4. Not that you can see that, but that's what that is. Power supply for all the electronics. and then power supply for the heat bed. My relays, one there, two there, and my motors and motor mounts. Now I have got fans on the bottom of my X and Y, as you can see there. Now they're rigged up to a buck converter, which is Shay's brilliant idea, because they don't need to run at full pelt. Full pelt there was a little bit noisy, so I've just cut them down a bit. What else? I think that's about it really. Obviously all the other stuff is exactly the same. I've used plastic three-way corners. My build deck is I think is a different size to Shay's. The simple reason is once I'd built mine, we realised that we could actually go bigger. So you guys will probably build the slightly bigger build plate deck, whatever you want to call that. I've used some springs and some plastic fasteners from an old workbench. Excuse me. Like I said, guys, mine's the Frankenstein of the printers, but quality is fantastic, prints are fantastic. I'm really happy with it. So, hope that helps. If I can be any more help, let me know.